Kajun Roots Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Kajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sit in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem. Hello, and good morning on this TGIF, and it's also Good Friday, Easter weekend. Hope y'all all have a great plans for the weekend. Let's see who was first in the chat. The Simpsons, hello, good morning and welcome. And Melissa, hello, good morning and welcome. And Mark and Mike, hello, good morning and welcome. And Gina, hello, good morning and welcome. And yes, Robert is off today and he is in the chat. Hello, good morning and welcome. Roy, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Mark, hello, good morning and welcome. And Todd, hello, good morning and welcome. And also, for all of you who won bingo this past week, your packages went out, so you should have got your tracking number yesterday because it all went out the door yesterday. I wanted to get that out of here early this week. I got so much stuff going on this week. I didn't want to do it today because we're going to a coin show after the show today. We're going to New Hampshire. Let's see here. Sorry to hear that, Roy. Hopefully you don't work too hard on that. Sorry to hear that, though. And Mary, hello, good morning and welcome. It was nice to pop into your chat last night. I was doing a lot of that last night. I didn't go to bed until after 10, but I did stay up and watch some channels and went around and said hello. So it was nice to meet you in your live last night and your guest. Skimmer, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Good morning, hello, and welcome to each and every one of you. All right, for today's calendar of events, there's a lot going on today. Pam, hello, good morning, and welcome. And you are welcome, Mary. All right, so today's, let's see here. At 9:45, you have Nora, the Stock Explorer. She does go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 10 o'clock is Saved Here First, Ella with Adventures with Victoria. And I think she has a guest as well. I think she has two today. So check her out at 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, if you like crafting, Stacy May Catitude goes live every day, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And 11:30 is Jackass Red Show. That's Matt. He goes live with his packing and shipping and listing and all that kind of stuff every day. At 12 o'clock, you have Roy. Horizon Picks does his solo sale. At 1 o'clock is Let's Do Lunch podcast with Angie Resell, Rachel Stickler, and Crystal the Rural Squirrel. And they do that as a premiere. Check them out. Also, back today on regular scheduled program is Kim and her crew, all her co-hosts, with the TGIF Buy Now Sell Auction every other week, starting back today. So go check them out. And at 4 o'clock, you have Southern Siren Vintage. I was able to catch that. I think she was your guest last night. Was I correct on that with Mary? Wasn't that she your guest last night? 5 o'clock is New England Thrifter Helen. At 5 o'clock is Simon Says, Let's Make a Deal. And I believe that's Sabrina. I hope I'm correct on that. 6 o'clock, you have Deb's Wood Burning. At 6 o'clock, you also have Jiminy Flip It. If you're into and wanting to learn more about ephemera, postcards, and things like that, check out Jiminy Flip It. He's always on every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. At 6:45 is I Spy Queen Anitra. And then at 7 o'clock, if you like coins and you wanted to get into silver and things like that, Steve Looking for Silver goes live every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at 7 o'clock is Treasures Found Jeff, where he does an open panel of those who want to be part of a auction for the first time. He has an open panel every other week. At 7:30 is Mess Hall Diggs and the crew. That is with Dave, the middleman, and also with none other than Tommy, the Buffalo Picker. and that's at 7:30 on Mess Hall Diggs, and it's called Live for No Reason. And then at 8 o'clock, Roy comes back and does his comic sales at 8 o'clock on Horizon Picks channel. And then at 8 o'clock is Living My Best Life at 60. And then at 9 o'clock is Margie with Vintage Jewels, Gems, and Pearls. And in the night is Steph sells stuff by the seashore. So if you have not heard your channel and you have a special event going on the calendar, please let me know by going to the community tab. It should be the third post now in the community tab, because I did post the featured channel of the week this morning. So it should be the third tab. We'll probably go over that Monday for those who are having issues with can't opening it. We'll go over that on Monday, because I had to help somebody yesterday, and even Robert was able to pull up the calendar yesterday, so that's cool. There's Jennifer. Hello, good morning, welcome. If y'all haven't checked out Jennifer's newest video, she got a care package in the mail from someone who purchased from me on one of the auctions that I was on with Ella, and she did an unpacking yesterday. Well, it was a video that I watched, so yeah, go watch it, go check it out. And there's our featured channel of the week, and that's Carmen. I actually put her there because she not only just became a member, but she has also taken the step and started doing videos. So if you haven't checked out her first 2 videos, go check her out and show some love and support. You can tell she's a little nervous, but she did it, and really good, really nice. Question. What's the question? Stacy, hello, good morning and welcome. And Mom did what? Hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Let's see who else is here. I'm gonna be doing all this until Laura gets here, because she does bring her children to school first thing in the morning, and then she gets here when she gets back home. So we'll keep on going until we get her in here. Hetty, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. How are you doing? I have another storage auction video releasing at 5 p.m. Awesome. That's the one you just won this week, Mark. Who's your stacker? Hello, good morning and welcome. And don't forget, tomorrow, I am the co-host with Who's Your Stacker, and it's at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. You might want to come check it out and come get you some free time with everybody. We chit-chat. We have fun. He does a lot of giveaways on all the winners, as well as tomorrow. The only thing I can say, Ma, close the lip, throw the key. It's a special event tomorrow. It's an Easter episode. That's all I can say. I was sworn to secrecy. So you might want to come check it out and see what it is. It's going to be a really good game tomorrow. It's good every weekend, but you know, it's a little special tomorrow. It's Easter weekend. It's an Easter special. I wasn't going to say your name, boo-boo. I was not going to say your name. I just like to help people in the back rooms, and I don't tell people who I'd help. But being you let the cat out of the bag, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just something that I can help y'all, and I'll walk y'all through that on Monday. Robert was able to do it, but he told me what he did. If you're opening the calendar on your phone, it's not going to work. So yeah, we'll walk through that. So that takes care of the calendar. Again, don't forget, go to the community tab, and on the calendar post, make sure you leave me your information, whether it's a weekly, whatever day of the week you do it, how many times a day do you do it, if you have any special dates or names to your shows. Let me know by commenting down below in the community tab, and I'll be glad to add you to the calendar. I try to make sure it's completely updated every week, and then I'll upload it for y'all to view. We have a lot. It is full, but you know what? Just send me a message and I'll be glad to add you. You just never know who's going to want to do a live, you know? Yes, Johnny, I found a very interesting vintage item that is very unique. Awesome. Her 2 videos are from 2 years ago. She's not making videos just, oh, really? I watched them both though. I thought it was recently, because I didn't realize she had any videos until then. Just buy at auctions, just so, okay. We're still going to feature her anyway, you know? Pedaling Profits, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? She did just join as a member, so I figured I'd give her a feature. Can't wait to see it, Mark. Oh, yeah, I'm looking for that too. Yeah. All right, so don't forget to check out Jennifer's videos. She has been putting out regular content. Show her some love and support in multiple ways. She does a lot of the videos, and then she shows what she has when she purchases bags or gift bags to her. And then she turns around and puts them on Etsy. So that's just another way you can support her, by going watching her videos, leaving her comments, leaving her the thumbs up, all that good stuff. But also her Etsy store. She's always adding stuff there. So if you're looking for a special event gift for someone or yourself, go check her out. Just show us some love and support in all ways you can. Let's see here. Geneva, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And Ella. Ella, Ella, Ella. Hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And Renee, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. One word, Johnny. Turd. I know. I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I made you a comment on them, but yeah. We watched the video. I left a comment. That was pretty funny though. But yeah, I was trying to look close to see what the markings were on it, but you didn't show it close enough for me to see. Peddling Prophet says, hello, everyone. Hello, flip flops and lollipops. Hello, hello, good morning and welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. And Didi, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. And I wish all of you a very special, happy, and safe Easter weekend. And again, it's going to probably be a lot of barbecuing this weekend. But yeah, we're going to a coin show today. We're going to New Hampshire. There's the show for Victoria. Ella, don't you have another guest today? Didn't you say it was like, I think picking Nikki or somebody and Victoria today? I think that's what she said earlier. So let me see here. You know, one thing I didn't do, and I was going to do it, but you know what? I can still do it. Let me get that for y'all right now. Now, I will not be hosting anybody after the show today because we plan on leaving right after the show today. So let me go ahead and get the link in if you would like to come on and promote your channel before we get started, or even during the show if you have any questions about Etsy. When Laura gets here, get your questions in the chat. Put a big Q, or if you write out the word question, just go ahead and put it in the chat, or put the word question and then put at Kajun Roots Reseller so I can see it, and then we'll get to your questions as soon as Laura gets here. One of the things I know we're going to probably be talking about today, because I noticed it yesterday, if you all use, and most of us do, use PayPal. There was a big notice and a push yesterday. No matter what platform you're on, you can integrate your platforms through and set up with PayPal. That's right, DzinesLaura. That's who it was. Almost forgot. I haven't seen her in so long. I'm looking forward to it. I might have to watch it when I get back home. You'll probably be still on because you start at 10, but we got the dough. So yeah, it's if you haven't met DzinesLaura, that's Kayla. She's back with her auctions, and she's gonna be on today with Ella. So if you haven't checked out, definitely go check her out. She is so cool. She's so funny, and she brings a lot of great vintage stuff. Especially if you're liking vintage clothing, she does a lot of that too. But she does a lot of other things as well. Hello, Tommy 2.0, the bargain effects. What did I say? That's a partnership. Yeah. What did I say? Did I say something else? Yeah, you can integrate all your main platforms now on Pirate Ship. I don't know what I said now. Johnny, I got the phone holder from you. Nice packing and nice products. Thank you for the moon pies. Can't remember the last time I have it. And that's one of the things I do, Renee, for anyone who purchases from me on any of my auctions. I try to find some specialty type moon pies. And yes, you do get a moon pie. If I have them, you'll have those specialty ones in your package as an extra gift. Just a little say thank you. But also, if I don't, then I'll put in some regular flavored ones as well. So we have somebody sitting in the back room looking like, are you going to bring me up? Are you going to stop running your mouth? But that's okay. It's all good. Harry, hello, hello, good morning. Oh, I said PayPal. Ooh, that was wrong. Pirate Ship. Yeah, it's Pirate Ship. You can integrate everything, all your platforms, including Etsy, eBay, Mercari, or any platform you go on now. They rolled it out yesterday. So you check your PayPal, your Pirate Ship account. You'll get a notification for you to start integrating them with your other platforms. That way you don't have to worry about going out of that platform to go back to Pirate Ship. I don't know why I want to keep saying PayPal, but it's Pirate Ship. And you can integrate all your platforms with it, all in one place. And that came out and rolled out yesterday. Just picked up 5 Amazon mystery boxes and may go for a pallet. What? Going to jump into whatnot. So have you signed up already, Tommy? And let me bring on, he's sitting there with his coffee, just rocking like, are you going to bring me on? Or are you just going to shut up one day and just bring me up here? None other than, here's Mark.
Well, you said that we weren't going to have the after party.
Well, look,
let's start the party now.
If y'all haven't noticed, I have someone who is a diehard fan, follower, supporter, merchandising. Look at this. He's got the coffee mug, the tank, the sweatshirt, the hat. He's got it all for the
Oh,
merch.
I don't have your
Oh, I
hat
thought it was
on.
a hat.
It needed to
Okay.
be washed.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I wasn't sure. All right, let me see something here. I have one in Pennsylvania. I'm going to for the first thing this morning. I'm putting all my eggs into one basket. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna put them all in one basket. Margie, hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing? Vintage Memories, hello, good morning and welcome. PowerShip has been cheaper for USPS. Yes, they have. But now you can integrate it into any of your platforms. So make sure you do sign it up and yeah, signed up and got approved. What? Well, congratulations. So that's his link for his whatnot, y'all. Let's go show him some love and support. It's his first one. Let me see. Yep, I can follow you right there. Thank you for putting that link in, Tommy. I'm following you now. I don't like moon pies, like jewelry.
Well, if you put them in the microwave for about 8 seconds.
Yeah, it makes it a big difference.
Yes,
I noticed that yesterday on PowerShip, and I connected to what it is that yesterday they rolled it out, so you can connect it to PayPal, Etsy, Mercari, eBay. All of those, they rolled it out yesterday. So check your PowerShip account when you go to sign in. You should have gotten the notification that pops up. And you can go ahead and start integrating all of those into it to where you don't have to get out of that platform, go to a PowerShip and get your letter where it automatically comes in for you. I looked at it yesterday. It was pretty cool. I like the integrating that it did. Representing. That's right. He sure is. Coffee mug and all.
15 ounce.
Set up auction for this weekend. So follow to grab some deals, low prices to get started. All right, y'all. So definitely check it out. There's his link in the chat for his first whatnot auction. Still don't like them. Oh, okay. Well, it's not made. Get an RC cola and drink it with it. See how you like that. It's a big thing in the South. I don't think I've ever had a moon pie. I will Google it. And they got all kind of flavors. Hello, Charlie boy. Look, Charlie boy. I don't know why, but you need to stop putting the same comment in not only the chat, because you're doing it multiple times. That is considered spamming. If you keep doing this, I'm going to have to block you because you've been doing this in every show with that same comment over and over and over. Please stop. This is the last warning. I don't want to block you because you have been making comments, but you're putting that same comment in my videos as well, but also multiple times in the chat. So please stop. Please. Please. I don't want to block you. I don't want to have to block you, but don't give me no reason to. Marine has Wookie pies. They are banging. Yeah, that's a little bit different. I don't know, Jennifer. He's been putting that in every show multiple times, every show that I'm on. I don't know why. All right, y'all. So without further ado, I just removed. Thank you, Jennifer, because it's getting a little annoying. I did tell him about that starting Monday. He's been doing that. All right. So without further ado, let's bring on our stop in the name of love. Thank you, Jesus. All right. So let's bring on Laura. She's back there laughing and waiting and patiently, and she's back from bringing her kids to school. So here's none other than Laura, DzinesLaura.
Laura!
Mark, Johnny, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Good
so
morning.
How's the weather in your area? I'll check that out. Yeah, Whoopie pie is a little bit different, but they're kind of like the same, but the texture's different. So Laura, we've been talking about a little bit here and there, and then we did talk because I saw you sent me an email, and I did talk about this a little bit yesterday because I did see the notifications come out yesterday for PowerShip. And I found it was a little easy setting it all up, and I like the way it pulls everything up. But before we get into that topic today, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? I do have your information in the description bar below, including your email if anybody needs to reach out to you. So give everybody, if there are some new people in the chat today for the first time that I've seen, that usually don't come here for Etsy. But usually it is a weekend holiday. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what do you do and all this good stuff and what got you started on Etsy.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. A really extra warm welcome to the new folks. This is a great place where a community of diverse people. We gather every morning and we ask questions. We support each other. So welcome. I hope you will come back again, because today is mostly about Etsy, and sometimes we will just kind of diverge into whatever current topic is. So if you have questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Laura. I have been designing and selling jewelry for 30 years. My first sale was 30 years ago at an in-person craft fair. I've been selling online for 11 years. I made my first sale on Etsy. I also sell on eBay. I have my standalone website. And I made my first YouTube sale this year. And I'm going to be having my 5th live sale this coming Monday. I did make a thumbnail for it. It's 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Pacific, and I mostly sell handmade jewelry that I make from vintage silverware. But one more thing to say, I was invited by Harold. His channel name is Harold's Simple Adventure. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to get the times wrong. He invited me and Deborah's Woodworking to sell on his channel this Saturday. So if you're someone who hasn't been able to make a daytime weekday show, I will be on Harold's tomorrow. His times are 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central, and 12 o'clock Pacific. So yeah, I'm very excited.
And before we get started, don't forget to say your disclosure, as we talked about last week, that we're going to start doing on every show, please.
Yes. There was a lot of people saying they had questions about Etsy, and I was shy for a couple of weeks to even mention it, but nobody else was coming forward to talk about Etsy or answer questions. So I told Johnny that I'm not an expert, but I know how to stay out of trouble. I like to stay away from the legal questions concerning intellectual property and those kinds of things. You can research that stuff online and also on YouTube. There are some lawyers. I found a really good lawyer on YouTube who's willing to help resellers. So,
well, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let me do this. Now we do have some questions coming up already.
Awesome.
So we'll start with those first. And the first one is Mona did what? Says, what do you think of the new Plaid payment system? What is that? I've never heard of that one.
I didn't realize that Plaid had a payment system. I'm going to write this on my notes.
Well, that's the first I hear that one.
I know Plaid is the service that Etsy was using to verify bank accounts. And there were a lot of people on Etsy in the forums not happy about having to hand over their banking account number and password just to verify their account. So we were given the option, which I chose to do, to verify my account by using micro deposits. I never had to give anyone my account number or my password. So I will look into this, the new Plaid payment system. I will look into that and follow up for next week.
I mean, that's a good statement too. But for me, I did, no matter what platform I ever sold on when I started, when you have to link your account to your checking account, I've always did the micro deposits. They put it in within 2 to 3 days, and you just got to go back and verify it. Because I'm not going to enter my credentials to sign into my bank account. So what I do is I just say, okay, let's do the deposit situation, and then it's good. And then I've never had a problem set. So
yes, and that's how eBay did it for me too. It was micro deposits, and why Etsy chose that as their default system, I don't know. But there was a lot of I feel like I should close my blinds a little bit. There was a lot of people who were not going to do that. I feel like I'm getting too much light. I'm going to close my blinds really quick. I'm sorry.
All right.
The sun comes out this time of day. The lighting changes.
I'm a little confused on this one because I thought it was 20 cents. But Renee says, does Etsy continue to have a 30-cent listing fee? And is it only good for 30 days? And then your listing gets renewed, thus incurring another 30 cents charge every 30 days.
Good morning, Renee. Okay, it's eBay charges 30 cents, not for listing. Well, wait, actually, I think it is a 30-cent listing fee on eBay if you go over your allotted number. On Etsy, the amount is 20 cents. And the amount of time that that listing is inactive, if it's not sold or deactivated, it will stay up for 4 months. After 4 months, now when you list that item and you're charged at 20 cents, you are given an option during the listing. Do you want to automatically renew or do you want to manually renew? And those fields are right above your description. If you choose manual, if you don't sell your item after 4 months, it will go into the expired listing folder. If you select auto renew, Etsy will automatically renew after 4 months if the item is not sold. I prefer, this is my opinion, I prefer to manually renew for 2 reasons. I don't want to get that bill, like if you put your store on vacation, things will automatically renew and you could end up with a bill on vacation. The other reason I like manual is if something expires, I want to decide if I'm going to renew, number one. Number two, I like to tweak it. Maybe my photos need improving. Maybe my description needs improving. And maybe my titles and tags don't match. So I always choose manual. And I know there are people who prefer auto, but that's just my opinion. I hope that answers your question.
I changed mine to manual too. Mona did what says, I put my store on vacation as I didn't want to go through Plaid.
Mona, I'm going to look into that today because
I'm not slowly rolling that out because I haven't gotten the notification yet.
I want to look into it. Yeah, I have not received anything from Etsy. To be honest, this week has been so busy. You guys have been so supportive from the website and my live sale. My priority is always get those orders out. So I will look into that. Hey, Mona, if you want an answer quicker, because since you put your shop on vacation, if you want to answer faster, sweetie, can you send me an email at DzinesLaura@AOL.com? And when I get the answer, hun, if it's something that you want to stay on vacation, I just hate for someone to put their shop on vacation for an entire week because I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Plaid.
Well, that's okay, Renee. That's why we want you to ask you questions.
Yeah. We're here to help. This is a supportive group, and we're here to help.
The thing about the I will sell lots of vintage on one of and one ofs.
Yeah. And Pam is another one who's very experienced with Etsy.
And those that are with Etsy and you want to come and join us on the panel, you are more than welcome to. That's why I dropped the link. Oh, I didn't even post it. I didn't pin it, did I? No, I didn't.
I get on here.
I know, but I got to remember where I put it so I can go pin it. Oh, here it is, way up here. All right, there it is.
Patrick!
Work, Patrick.
There is nothing that I heard about Plaid except for when they verified accounts. That's what I'm saying. I only did it once, and I didn't know they were changing anything because I didn't get any notifications. What's up, Patrick?
And I'm just going to say my gut feeling is that's what it might be. And Mona, if that's what it is, I can help walk you through how to get the micro deposits rather than Plaid. And I don't blame you one bit. I was going to leave Etsy too. If I had to give Plaid my account number, I was done, to be honest. So yes, there is a way around that.
I know there was one with the one that has Buy Me a Coffee. When they changed over, it was the same thing. You had to redo it to the new account bank that they were dealing with. And I did the same thing with that. I never enter my credentials. I never make them let me sign them into my account. I just strictly say send my deposits.
Yeah, and as resellers, sometimes we need to exercise our voice by voting with our dollars or voting where we will sell. And if Etsy has that, a lot of people will leave.
They were only using Plaid for that reason, as far as I can remember. I'm sorry, but I ain't no, you ain't getting mine.
I just want to go on and verify that Etsy isn't starting something new. Sometimes when they start something new, they roll it out to a few people, and so it's something I want to check into.
Yeah, and when you go to verify your account, you have a choice, either to sign in with your credentials, or there's one that you're going to be to make a deposit. And when you click on that, they will then set everything up. They will send it to your account within 2 to 3 days. Then you have to go back. I think there's a time frame.
Yes.
You got to go back and verify that amount, and it could be up to 2 to 3 deposits.
Yeah.
It depends on how they ask you. It can either be the total of the 2 or 3, or how they came into your bank account, first, second, and third. So those are the different ways you're going to, and again, everybody's different. But remember that whatever they ask you how to verify is what you got to put into the answer once the deposit's been made, and you got, I think, 3 days to check it. That they do it 2 to 3 days is when they put it in your account.
One recommendation for that when I did it, I read a lot of stuff in the forums before I did it, and a lot of people were saying that the micro deposits weren't working. But the problem was they weren't reading all the words on the page. If you do the micro deposits, even click on the blue question mark, Etsy will walk you through it. Do not skip a step. Read all the words on the page. And I don't recommend doing it on a Friday because Saturday and Sunday aren't business days. It will just take longer and hold your account up. I did mine on a Monday. That way the whole process was quicker, if that makes sense. If you do it on a Friday, it'll still happen, but your time frame is going to be longer because Saturday and Sunday are not banking days per se.
Now I'm going to go back and ask a question in reference to pinging off of a statement and question in chat. When you put your Etsy store on vacation, I know we have this myth thing with eBay where once you put it back on, it takes a couple of days to regenerate back into the system. Is that the same with Etsy when you go to take it off? Does that actually hurt your algorithm for it to come back and play?
Yes, it hurts, and it hurts a lot. I have never, ever once, I will never put my shop on vacation unless there's an absolute emergency. I moved an entire household to a different zip code and never put my store on vacation. I extended my processing time to 3 days. I went through what they called a hailstorm of the century where I actually had to leave my home for 3 months to be repaired. I never put my shop on vacation because I need that income. And if you put it, some people will say they had no problem. Okay. But there's enough people saying that it takes a long time to get going again, that I believe them. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, with vacation is to extend your processing time a reasonable amount of time. But then if you're going to go past 4 days, I would email, if an order comes through, I would email or send a conversation to your customer and make sure they're okay with that processing time. Give them the option to cancel if that's too much time for them.
This is going to be my second part 2 question on that. So for example, and I'm using eBay as an example because I do that with eBay. If I do my extending handling time instead of putting my store on vacation, I do put an auto reply memo that I'll let them know I will be returning on this date. This will be, and then I always give myself, when I return, I always give myself 2 days to get myself caught up for orders.
Yes.
So is there something we can do with that on Etsy where we can set up an auto message for when somebody tries to purchase something before they check out saying, this is what I'm going to do and this is when it's going to go out? Or is it just handling time is what you got to do?
There, as far as I know, for an order, there is not an auto message.
Okay.
If someone sends you a question, not an order, but a question through their messaging system, you can set up an auto reply. For orders, I would reach out to the person.
Okay. I'm just writing notes.
Yeah.
All right. Margie says, after listening to all this information about eBay, Posh, and Etsy seems to be a real pain in the hello. I'm trying to find a pros and cons and don't really see any. I am wrong.
I think the pros will outweigh the cons, depending upon what you sell. Etsy is the go-to place, even though a lot of people are breaking the rules. Etsy is the go-to place for handmade and personalized items. It is becoming a place where there is a certain market who will go to Etsy looking for vintage for the collector, where there isn't damage or it's harder to find. They're expecting a certain level of service from the vintage sellers on Etsy, where maybe your packaging is new rather than crumpled up newspaper. There's a definite market there. Etsy is more complicated, in my opinion. Yes, there's a lot more. When they start adding things like plaid, or they start adding things like the website, it does become more complicated. The other thing is there's not a phone number that you can just call Etsy. You have to go through the chat or through all the motions to request a phone call. So yeah, it can be more complicated because they have it is. I don't know that if it's so much of a pain. It depends also on your personality as a seller. Are you willing to learn how a website works? Or do you some people I'm learning don't really want to read how to work a website, how to work that e-commerce site. It's really your personality too, but I'm gonna stay on Etsy because in the holiday times it is very, very busy. It's a huge part of my income for the year at the holidays.
Roy says in the beginning it was difficult to accept all the vampires sucking the blood from the business is just a business reality. And that is so true, because if you're running a business, there's going to be expenses. For example, I hear a lot of people complaining about ad revenue, like if you're doing promoted listings. You got to remember, if you're in a brick and mortar on the street, people walk in, how you get your advertisement done for that? You got to pay for it somewhere. And whether it's TV, and again, trust me, there's not that many newspapers out there anymore, but I remember back in the day it was newspapers. You got to buy an ad or a school advertisement for something for school for sports. There's all kind of advertisements and fees that go with running a business. It's the same thing. You just got to weigh it down, and it's all tax write-offs. So make sure you keep track of all that. Love selling vintage Etsy. The customers are awesome. Reading what's that?
I know, and that's why this is a great platform to ask your questions and get the information in a different format.
Yeah. I believe in the old age line, you get out what you put into something. You are right about that, Patrick. You have to have money to make money. But you got
if you're a business, if you're a business, be willing to put money out. You have to buy merch, you have to advertise, you have to get business cards, packaging. That's part of it.
Mona said, I don't like their review system. I've always had 100% 5 stars. I had 1-star review that said she loved it. I couldn't get it changed. Now I have only 2 stars.
Mona is 1,000% correct. Etsy needs to improve their review system. They keep trying to do things like eBay, but for some reason they will not adopt eBay's philosophy for reviews. Because if you get an unfair review on eBay, and I've heard multiple resellers say this on eBay, and my experience as well, that you are able to talk to a live person, and that eBay is willing to take those unfair or untrue reviews down. Etsy, they have a very specific criteria for taking it down, because they go with, well, it's their opinion. They will only take it down if the person mentions another person's business name. Like I had somebody put in another shop name in my review, and they didn't take the review down, they only removed those words, which then it made it seem like they were talking negatively about me, not the other shop. They were comparing my item to another shop, and I could not get Etsy to take it down. Etsy, everything you do becomes part of your brand, and it is now a negative part of Etsy's brand that they do not protect their sellers with the reviews that are going on. I will say this as a buyer, anybody who is buying on Etsy and you go and look at those reviews, really look at it as don't let that negative review on Etsy be your only decision if you're going to purchase or not. Now, if you're seeing like 5 negative reviews saying that the person never answered their message or they never received their package, that you should pay attention to. But if people are saying things, it doesn't fit and it's a 1 star, okay, not fitting doesn't mean that it's the seller's fault. Or if someone leaves a glowing review and it's 1 star, they obviously made a mistake on their phone. So
Roy says, selling my craft items is much more emotional to share in the dollars than it is selling my flea market resale items. It is a big difference. We see many unfair reviews. It's a shame that they don't tweak the star selling criteria.
yes.
One of the things I don't like too is same thing with Macari. You have to wait. From what I'm seeing, you have to wait for it to be delivered before they can even make a comment before you get your money. Is that still happening, or did they change that?
On Etsy, if you're an established seller, you don't have to wait. Now, if you're new and you don't, that little, they don't use the word probation, but those first few sales, you will have to wait. They need to make sure that you're a legit seller. You're actually going to send the items, and the person is going to actually receive them, and that it's as described. And that's just to protect the customer.
But that's on the platform. They do it on every platform.
Yeah, but once you're established, okay, so like I made a sale yesterday. The funds are available today. If I choose to transfer them, I could transfer them today.
Right.
So it's fast. It's the same amount. I wait the same amount of time for my funds on eBay as Etsy. So it's the same.
I'm just curious because I know it started that way when I first started Etsy, but I don't see that anymore. Because now I see that it's automatically deposited. So I just want to make sure to touch on that for those that may be new, that it is expected that it happens. F.R. Humphrey, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. First time here. How did you hear about the channel? All right, so we're going to switch a little bit now to you should have gotten or may have gotten an email yesterday. This was posted and Lori had sent me a message, but I also have my email, which I will open in a few minutes. And we're going to talk a little bit about the integration for your pirate ship. Did you want to go over that as part of the show, or you just want to talk about it, or what was your plans on that?
Well, yes. And if we want to stick to Etsy, I just wanted I didn't know if you had gotten your email yet. I know they're rolling them out. Not everybody got them at the same time.
Right.
It kind of ties in with the shipping part. It's not really part of Etsy, but if people have questions about the new update with Pirate Ship, and it might be good to go over it. There were some questions yesterday that came up in people's live sales.
Is there a waiting period for funds released as a beginner as on other platforms?
Yes, eBay, there will be a waiting list. When I started eBay, I had to wait until the item was delivered in a certain amount of days. Either the customer was going to leave feedback or a certain amount of days, I think it was 3 or 5 days after it was marked as delivered, to make sure they didn't open up a case against me.
3 days.
Then they were released.
Yeah, I saw that a lot when I first started. It was 3 days. If they do not go back and leave you a comment, then Etsy steps in and automatically releases your money after 3 days.
Yes.
After it's been delivered. Yeah.
And Margie was asking about other platforms.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there a waiting period of funds released as a beginner as on other platforms?
It's pretty much the standard. If you're a new seller, it's pretty much the standard, and it's really to protect the customer, their buyer.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can show how easy this is, but I'm not going to go through the processing because I already did it, and I'm not going to open my accounts to show you other people's information because that's what it will do. So we'll just talk the basics, show you about the email, but I will not open the links to share because I don't want to get anyone's information out there. So we'll just go through the motion and then just talk about it.
And the email addresses a few questions people might have too.
Right. Also, there's a video attached.
Yes.
So yesterday you should have got where it's a private ship can now import orders from PayPal. But it's also not only PayPal, you can also do, I got this information also when I got the Etsy link and all that. You can do it all there. And it tells you exactly what you have to do. Basically, you have to go to your pirate ship's setting. On the settings, go to integration. And then,
Which is on the left-hand side. It's on the left-hand side of your screen.
And then, of course, you're just going to read all this and follow the steps. If you have any questions, there is a video. And you can also do a reply, let everybody know if you have any questions to run into trouble. There's a click here you can send to. So definitely check your email. This came out yesterday in reference to not only PayPal, but all your other platforms. So even if you're on PayPal, for me, when I use PayPal, I copy the link and put it into my PayPal invoice. Whereas now, you don't have to do that. You ain't got to worry about doing it, making sure, because it's going to automatically tie in if you have your PayPal account linked as well. So definitely check your integrations and check the settings. And I'm going to open that real quick.
When you go to settings, there's a menu below. Click on integrations. Not you, Johnny, but once you click on integrations, you will be able to select what e-commerce site you would like to import. There's a blue button on the right side. If you click it, a menu pops down and you will see PayPal as an option. You click on
So
PayPal.
as we're talking about this, I'm going to add my screen because I want to make sure I signed in and got there before. It's just something that I have to do to, protect all my customers. Yes. All right, now this is what she's talking about. After you sign in, on the left-hand side where she said the settings, and this is it right here. And then the third one down says integrations. And I'm just following that as where she's at. And so, yeah, you can add them. And I thought I had all of mine done, but I guess I got to go back and make sure.
See the blue button up at the right?
Yeah.
If you click, you won't show anything. There's a list of places that you can import from in PayPal. PayPal has always been on that list, but you would get an error screen. It is now working. If you click on PayPal, don't click on it, Johnny.
Right.
If you click on PayPal, it will ask you to log into PayPal as a safety. We want to make sure that we're not just automatically doing that without first. You have to give permission, basically. So you will log into PayPal. And then once that happens, it starts to do its work. Now this is something I want to address. If you do not keep your PayPal orders up to date by marking them as shipped, you are going to now populate every order that's not been shipped. So before doing that, make sure your PayPal account is up to date. I did this yesterday, and I had an order that was a local custom order, and she's expecting me to deliver it to her personally in June when I see her. So it was open more than 30 days. That populated over. So I know for sure. And then I had two that weren't, and I've actually had one PayPal. It was from a live sale. This is really going to be helpful for live sellers who are using PayPal to invoice. And I was able to successfully print a shipping label from Pirate Ship without having to enter her name, email, and address. She was a first-time live sale for me, so that wasn't already saved in my Pirate Ship. So yeah, it worked perfectly. It's going to be a huge time saver. Also, if you have a standalone website that you integrate PayPal with, which I do, instead of having to enter all that over in a Pirate Ship, it is now going to populate for me. So
and it does have a big list. It says Big Cartel, Big Commerce, Chargive, Chargify, Create Joy, Discog, eBay. There's all kinds. Moon Clerk, with some of these I haven't heard of. PayPal, Shopify, Squarespace. I mean, there is a list of them. So as Roy, go ahead.
If you're thinking about starting a standalone website, you might want to look at that list as part of your research, so that you can automatically populate all that stuff over into Pirate Ship.
All right, let me remove that. Add us back.
Another tip I wanted to say is if you did this yesterday and a whole bunch of stuff populated over that maybe your PayPal wasn't up to date, maybe you're not someone who marks things as shipped, you can remove PayPal from Pirate Ship, go over, update your PayPal, and then integrate again. For me, it was about 1.5 minutes to integrate. It was very fast, but my PayPal is up to date.
Peddling Profit has a question. Laura, have you thought about doing videos about Etsy, how-tos, etc.? Good videos about Etsy is really needed on YouTube. You should do well if you decide to do it.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Peddling Profits. I appreciate that. I am not thinking about it for 2 reasons. I want to come on to Johnny's show and share what I do know with you all through Johnny. Number 2, my channel is very, very new, and I want to keep it about selling my items. I want to do live sales, occasionally a drop sale. My next step for my channel is and I'm not ready yet because I don't want to invite anybody on until I can give them a really good experience, but I want to start having do collabs with people and come onto my show. I'm afraid that if I mix the two, people will start getting notifications who don't really care about Etsy. They're just there to buy the jewelry. And I came to that decision because you guys have been so supportive on my channel with the buying the jewelry that I want to keep it that way.
And Jennifer makes a good point that you've been getting harassed by giving advice here as well. One of the things I am doing for those who cannot make the morning show, because I have people asking if I would do an afternoon show, who not me, ain't gonna happen. So what I've been doing is I started with the first week we started doing these shows, Tuesday through Friday. I've been taking the shows and downgrading them from a long 130, 145 minute morning show or more, and I'm condensing them into strictly question and answers from the morning show. Yesterday, I just released the show video yesterday. It was at 2 o'clock. That one just happened to be the first episode of the first show we did February 9th on Q&A all about Poshmark. And so what I do is I just basically sit there and watch the whole video, and I cut it up into just the question and answer forms. So now that you will be able to go to the how-to list of videos down below, including strictly a playlist for how-tos, but also I use it and put it into the Q&A all about whatever show we're doing, and I have a special playlist. So you got to go back and watch those at your leisure without having to sit there for the whole hour and whatever the morning show lasts. So that's one of the things I started doing. So be on the lookout on Tuesdays and Thursdays, guaranteed at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm basically working the calendar on the days that we started. I'm taking that show down. I already got them all downloaded on a hard drive. And I'm going to upload them for you the way you can go back and watch them. And if you have any questions, you can stop it and you can go from there. So that's one of the things that I've been working on with the morning show Q&As. Let's see, Laura, if you profess to be an East on Etsy or any other platform, does that open you to a litigation from that platform, from the platform?
I would say possibly. And I'm not an expert, but I do know how to stay out of trouble. 11 years, I've never had even a case. So I think if you give false information, that would fall under slander. And although I've never really, I know on Amazon, you guys, some things are going on there legally. I don't know if they would sue you. There is a chance because slander is, people can take action against you for slander. I want to read all of that.
Most videos are making millions on Etsy or millions on print on demand on Etsy.
Most. I wanted to make sure I got Bootsy Sweet Tarts completely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to that one.
That's okay. That's okay.
If you
I think when you're talking, okay, so for me, when I am asked a question or if I'm just volunteering information, I like to make sure that I'm really accurate. And if I don't know, I will just say I don't know. I'm not here for personal gain, other than Johnny is really helping my channel grow. So I am receiving like support, but I'm here to help people. I remember what it was like in the beginning. And the other thing about being if you say you're an Etsy expert, once there's an update, like now that Pirate Ship has made this update, it equalizes us as far as the information. We all got or are going to get this email. We will all be equal in our knowledge of importing, PayPal over to Pirate Ship because there was an update, if that makes sense. Every time Etsy makes an update, we are equalized. It doesn't really matter if I know how things were 11 years ago. What matters is, do I know what's going on right now? So we're all equal whenever there's an update of information.
Then, of course, after that one, we'll go back to that pin one. There we go.
And then there was another question. I don't 100% understand. Most videos
most people that are making videos, they're making millions on Etsy. That's what the thing about Etsy stores and videos. And they don't print on demand. Then that would be worried.
Millions are a big number. And I did write down on my list, there wasn't really a question last week, but someone did say they wish somebody was selling the PDF downloads, and none of us were. If PDF downloads are something that you guys want me to research and talk about, I did find a link on Etsy for how to sell PDF downloads. I don't know about millions. It's a very, very flooded category, and sorry, but you must be very, very careful that these downloads do not infringe on somebody's intellectual property, because that is a category where there is a lot of things being sold that are not allowed.
Okay, there's a few more statements coming up. Pedaling probably says it's a breath of fresh air to hear Laura talk about Etsy the way she does.
I will say I learned how not to talk about Etsy from the forums. The forums are a hot mess there, and people are just mean.
And Roy says, I am shy about criticizing platforms. The realization factor scares me.
I try to keep it factual, and every once in a while I will give you my opinion, like the plaid. I don't think that was a very smart move on Etsy's part to require people to give not just your bank account number, but your password. That's crazy. That is just, I'm sorry, but that is my opinion. That was crazy.
So if you have to do that and you get a notification, again, I know I've done it, and I think Laura said she has done it, where you can just, and even Jennifer had mentioned that you just basically get them to do the deposit. That saves you from having to do it, and it does work, because you'll have to wait 2 to 3 days, get your deposit, go back to their verification, and just go ahead and enter those deposits. And again, be careful, making sure how you read it, because it will tell you how to enter it a certain way. And so everybody's going to get
something else I want to say about verifying your bank account. It isn't something that Etsy wanted to do. It is like our government. I don't know if it falls under Homeland Security or money laundering or whatever, but all of the platforms, they are required to make sure that they are verifying our accounts. Mm-hmm. So it isn't Etsy that came up. Etsy developed their way of doing it, but they are required to do that. It's our U.S. law.
You're going to say something, Mark?
Susie? Actually, one of the things I admire about Laura, she is a research hound. And I'm not calling you a dog, honey. My God, this girl is thorough. And I admire that about her.
Thank you.
So there.
I want to help.
I didn't want to just be a pretty face on the screen.
Oh, thank you.
One of the things I always said when we started doing the morning show, back to the basics of Q&A, was one, we're not going to be here to give you legal advice. We're only here to give you the things that we know how to and what to do. But one of the things I have to say, everyone who does do these shows with us, especially Laura and Glamaw's, where if you have questions, that's one of our questions we're going to answer for you next week if they don't know the answer. So that's one of the things we both always make sure we take notes If something can't be answered, it will be one of the first things we talk about on the next week's show. So it's kind of like a continuation from the week before. So just in case if we have answers that we have to search for, we'll bring it on to you for next week. And especially Laura, she'll send me the links. Look, this is what I found. We'll talk about it, and I'll have the links to pop up and share the screen with. So that's one of the important things that we discussed.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, Jennifer said something, but Johnny, that video, you sent me a link to a video. That might be a good thing for everyone to watch. I can't speak on that because it's legal stuff, and they even put a disclaimer in. Do you know which video I'm talking about, Johnny?
Yeah.
People who care about staying within the law when it comes to IP, that's the abbreviation for intellectual property. That might be a good video to watch. And then Jennifer is saying that she didn't have to wait the 2 to 3 days. Some banks are quicker with those deposits than other banks. Some banks do take the 2 to 3 days, but Jennifer is absolutely correct. You don't have to wait 2 to 3 days. If you know your bank, like my bank is faster, and I had the same experience where it was the very next day, but it was the next business day, not Saturday or Sunday.
Right. And I'm just saying that because that's what they tell you when you go to set it up. It does say it can take 2 to 3 days.
Yep.
So that means you want to keep an eye on your account. Mine, I did it very quickly, but it does state be on the lookout for it for the next 2 to 3 days. So that's one of the things you want
and
to check.
Don't sleep on that. Stay on top of it, because now with that say, they would not let my funds be released until I went through that whole process, even though I'd been there for, at that time, it was 10 years. Once it came my time to validate my bank account, I was then on hold until I did it.
Okay, I'm going to have to go back. I know I had emailed it to you too, but I have it in my saved list for that video you're talking about. All right, everyone, let's see here. Let me go back through here again. Yeah, you got to remember that, and holiday weekends. Each bank is different depending on your bank. Laura, you just adopted Sissy.
Oh, hi, Gina.
Good to see you, Susie. I'd like to watch that, John. Yeah, I need to go back and watch. Bill Stoner, hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. Cool Ranch. It was so nice to meet you last night. I was watching a show last night, and she happened to be on it. First time I get to check her out and put a name with a face. Good to see you. And Laura explaining the details of hardship integration. I am going to game changer. Yes, it is, including with PayPal. So definitely check it out. Again, this will stay up. Also, we'll go ahead and download it and then do it as a pre-recorded, so you'll be able to find that pretty soon. We're going to end the show. I don't see no other questions. What we're going to do now is Laura's going to talk about everything that has to do with her links are in the description bar below, and Jennifer has been dropping them in the chat. If you need to reach out to her, you have any questions, or you want to check out her website, all of that is in the description bar below. So Laura, promote yourself and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, Johnny, thank you so much for having me on. It's really fun coming on and seeing all the people. I'm meeting new people every week. I'm really new to this community, but I'm really new to YouTube. And it was like this explosion of people. And each week I meet somebody new. I go and subscribe to their channel. So I'm slowly getting to know everyone, which I kind of like that. It's more organic that way. So if I haven't met you yet or subscribed to your channel yet, I will eventually get to everybody. If anybody does have questions that maybe you don't want to put them in the chat, maybe you're watching the replay, please reach out to me at DzinesLaura@AOL.com. Put your questions there, and I will address those after I research them if I don't have an answer ready. This Saturday, Harold's Simple Adventures has invited me to do a live sale on his channel with Deborah Woodsworking. And if there's another co-host, I wasn't aware of who it is, but they have such kind and fun people in the chat that if you're just looking to chill out on Saturday, it would be a good place to be. The time is going to be 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central, or 12 o'clock Pacific. I'm doing my own live from my YouTube channel on Monday, 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central, and 11 o'clock Pacific. I will be bringing the handmade jewelry, and I'm going to be bringing also something else to see if you guys are interested in that. And it is something very unique. So tune in for that.
What is it, Laura? What is it?
Okay, I will tell you. Just thinking about it, it makes me a little emotional. I'm sorry. There is an independently owned thrift store very close to me. Who cares? Their mission, they have a whole plaza where half the plaza is their thrift store. Sorry, guys. The money that they make from the thrift store goes to help people in need. And they have a daycare and a day center. And I go there as often as I can to buy stuff for the house. I'd like to start selling it to you guys so I can go there more. I love their mission, the way they're helping people.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sorry. Sorry. They know me. When I come in there, they know me. They all say hello. And yeah, it's a great place.
Just to make sure everybody, if you look at the link I just dropped, it's that one that says the IP laws. I just dropped it in the chat. So if you ever want to check it out before next week, we can talk about a little bit of that or whatever. And I can find it in the chat. Oh, right here. That's the video that we were talking about. You're more than welcome to check out that video. There's the link to it. Somebody just said they wish they can see it. So there's the link for it.
Yes.
And now you can check it out as well.
I watched it twice. It's a very good video.
Yeah, it is. Very thorough, too.
Yes.
And that's why I sent it to you, because I was like, oh, wait, this just came out. And we did talk a little bit about it for that show. And it's like, oh, I got to send this to you. Yes. Hello, Rita. Good morning. Hello and welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Easter, everyone. Hello, Michael. So, Mark, go ahead and promote yourself.
Okay. I'm Mark, one of the two old guys, Vintage and Resell. And this weekend on Sunday, the Joy of Sunday auction with virtual shopkeeper Dee Dee. Let's see, that's 3 p.m. Eastern. From there, we jump over to our show at 6 p.m. Central, Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. On Monday at, I think 11 a.m., I'm going to be on with virtual shopkeeper Dee Dee for Marmalade.
12 Eastern, 11 Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just supposed to be there for Marmalade Monday. And then on the 12th, it's my weekend for Hump Day Auction with Johnny, Don and Mary, Save Here First, Max and Debbie. So busy week.
All right. So definitely check out everybody. I have been dropping, and I want to drop again before we go ahead and end the show, is Jennifer's information. She's in here dropping your links. When you come in, she tells you hello by dropping your links. So here is her links to not only her channel, she has been dropping content. Here is her Etsy store where she puts most of her stuff that she finds in these bags and gets as gifts and purchases. There's her Etsy store. That's where she lists a lot of her products from her jewelry jars. And also here's her Buy Hero milkshake. This is just some of the ways you can help her out. Remember that this weekend is Easter holiday weekend. So I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday season. Enjoy your Easter weekend, Easter egg hunting, barbecuing, whatever you have planned. And as I said, because we are about ready to leave, so I will not be having the at the end of the show live for us to chit chat after the show, because we are heading out to New Hampshire to a
So no after party.
No.
We did it now.
I'll talk to you for a few minutes after the show's over if you're still in the back.
It's fine.
So with that being said, like I said before, in each and every show, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. Until we meet again, later. Peace out. Y'all come back now. You're here. And don't forget, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be on as a co-host with Who's Your Stacker Bingo. And the only thing I can say, because I was sworn to secrecy, is that it is a special Easter edition of the Who's Your Stacker Bingo. You got to be there to check it out. So until
Something
then,
about a turn.